How are you going to buy real estate in 2020 with coronavirus and all the madness going on? More importantly, you might be asking whether you even should be buying real estate, and yet your goals are saying it's time. My name's Kris Krohn. I bought thousands of homes, and today I'm going to share with you predictions for the rest of this year and exactly what you need to do to still get in the game and make sure that you capture the wave of profits that are tsunamiing in. It's 2020. You most definitely should be buying real estate. And right now the question is, how should I do that? It's kind of like what I call the ultimate shortcut. If you told me that I could not buy real estate, I would cut your head off. I wouldn't really, but metaphorically, I'd be upset if a bank tells me that I can't get a loan, if anyone gets in my way, I get pissed. I'm telling you right now, coronavirus, if you've got any thoughts or ideas in your head that maybe you should put your life financially on hold because of it, you'd be wrong. But I'm not the only one. I mean, listen to Barbara Corcoran here. You know her from Shark Tank, right? And Barbara basically says the markets are heating up in the suburbs as people are looking to get out of the cities. And she goes on to further predict that as the real estate market does come back, is that going to happen like downtown New York? Is that going to be downtown San Diego, LA? She says no, that's probably going to take some time to heat back up. But out in the suburbs, out in the more rural areas, we're going to see a push. We're going to see more people. By the way, single family homes, real estate, even watching my other videos, it is heating up. The prices are actually on the increase, even though the volume of home transaction has gone down. So the question is, how do you do this? The first thing you need to understand is that the value of real estate, it goes up based on supply and demand. And guess what? This article from MarketWatch talks about how we are starved for supply. As in, already there wasn't enough homes, but guess what? Everything is on pause and it's just building more pent-up demand. However, that does not mean you should be getting in on just every kind of real estate out there. For example, do you remember Airbnb, VRBO? These are the brainchilds of the last Great Recession. This whole idea that you could actually rent out your house in like little pieces at a time. Vacation rentals became so hot. But with coronavirus, guess what's happened? Boom, their bookings entirely wiped out.
Handout.
I still can't get Japan to refund my $20,000 for the Olympics, right? They got canceled. One more example of how real this is. So not VRBO, not Airbnb, no vacation rentals, but I also don't want you getting in the game of commercial real estate. In fact, the only sector I believe you should be playing in right now, single family homes. And not just any, like certainly not luxury, not anything above the median. I'm talking about, don't think of houses that are over $300,000 in value. What you should be focusing on are basic entry-level American dream real estate. MarketWatch says those looking to buy a home and hold onto it in the long term, particularly as a rental property, won't face as much risk. Why? Listen, just because there's a recession, people always seem to think that means that everyone will leave their homes. People need a place to live, right? Same thing with population, supply, and demand. You know, speaking of the last market crash in 2008, all my competitors were running for the hills saying, don't invest in real estate. And I was saying, are you kidding me? Are you absolutely out of your mind crazy right now? This is not the worst of times. This is the absolute best of times to be getting in the game and actually playing. And I was actually competing against Warren Buffett, the Warren Buffett, one of the richest men in the world. Fortunately, I got to markets like Arizona and Vegas 14 months before him, started buying thousands of homes. But when he came in with big, deep pockets, he took down 40,000 single family homes in a single year. Well, guess what? Even though this is a government-forced recession, you should still be buying single-family homes. I've documented all of that in this guide, by the way. I give this away for free, basically teaching people how to invest in single-family homes the most intelligent way. It basically says, I've done this almost $1 billion worth of times. This is step-by-step how you do it. You can click the link below if you want to get that. Kris, you mean flip houses, right? That's what you're telling me. I should buy single family houses, get really good deals, and then I should flip them.
As you can see, it just fell over in one big piece and tumbled onto its roof.
No, that is 100% not what I am saying. MarketWatch goes on to talk about the risky business. You understand what's happening in the market right now? Real estate isn't moving fast, it's moving slow. Prices may be going up, but if you can't sell the house, guess what that actually means? you've got problems. Who wants to be left holding the house while it's tipped upside down? I'm talking about, hey, we bought this house, it was a good deal, but for us to make money, we needed to sell in like 3 months, and guess what? It's not gonna sell. In fact, you might be forced to switch up your strategy, might have to turn it into a rental. And you know what? The last thing you ever want in real estate is to go in with one strategy and be forced to pivot because you didn't have the foresight to plan ahead. Now listen, I'm not the biggest fan of flips in the whole first place because I, for one, know that you need more than $30,000 of equity on a basic home. In fact, you might need to get that house 40% under market, 50% off. That's like a $200,000 house that you're getting for like $100,000 because you're gonna dump money in, and by the time you flip it, you wanna make it worthwhile. Coronavirus is not flipping season. Now I get it. If you're watching this video, there's a really good chance you're a millennial. And guess what? Are millennials actually interested in buying real estate right now? Not according to Business Insider. It's not really the in thing to do. In fact, they're far more concerned with security. So Allegiant came out and basically said in a recent survey that millennials, they've got their sights set on multifamily living. They're focusing on security. They're focusing on hanging around their friends. Right now, buying a home is not the kind of risk that they're interested in. It's just not within their sights. Now, the last thing I would want you to do is get to this point and think, wait a second, Kris, doom and gloom? Like, where's the opportunity in this market? It's bigger than you actually know. Now, by the way, you need to understand that the median US home price since 1963 to 2019, this is what it looks like. Do you know what that is? That is real estate going up over time. In fact, if you were to like average that out over the last, I don't know, like since 1965, that's an average of 4.58%. Here's what that actually means. If I actually bought a house, and let's say I bought this house for $200,000. Just by owning this house, do you know what will happen the next year? It's gonna go up approximately 5%. What's 5% of $200,000? Simple, I can pull up my calculator and type in $200,000 times 0.05, and guess what it is? It's about $10,000 added on. Well, next year it's now $210,000. Guess what happens the next year? It goes up another $10,000, but plus a little bit more, right? So just imagine, even if I wasn't compounding it, that I held this home for 5 years, I would be 10,000, 10,000, 10,000, 10,000. I would be adding another 40,000 to that first 10,000. I would be sitting on a house in 5 years worth $250,000. Now let me ask you a question. What can you do with an extra $50,000? I know you could pay off some student debt, but you know what you could also do? You could also have this house give birth to another house. Why would you want that? Because more than just the house going up in value, do you know what also is happening? You're getting a cash flow. Millennials don't want to buy, which means they are renting. So you know what? Rent to your peers, rent to your buddies. And if you do it the right way, let's say that you're making $400 a house. Why would I want 2 instead of 1? Well, I don't know. What's 400 times 2? 800. This is why I did this 25 times before I turned 26 and had a $12,000 a month residual income. Because every home that I bought naturally appreciated in value, gave me tax benefits, gave me income, cash flow. All of those things are reasons why I get in the game of real estate. And frankly, you tell me it's a recession, you tell me we're during one of these low markets right here, and I'm gonna get through the roof excited and say, out of my way, let's go buy more homes. So it's 2020, you most definitely should be buying real estate. And right now the question is, how should I do that? Well, I've got 2 options with the few minutes I have left. I can either tell you how to do it yourself, like I talk about in this book. I've helped over 50,000 people buy single family homes. But you know what? There's a lot of people, especially millennials, that are saying, Kris, is there an easier way? There actually is. This is what you can get for free. And what it does is it actually documents my favorite strategy for how you buy real estate without you even being the one doing it. Sound a little bit crazy, but it's true. Here's what that actually means. Best strategy in the game today is single family, like I've been talking about. But for me, I'm always focused on a 3-bedroom, 1 bath, maybe a 4-bedroom, 2 bath, so I keep it super entry level. But then I want you to go into the best markets. And guess what that means? If you want to know what the best markets are, I document all of them right here. I'm giving you this for free so that I can give you a heads up on the best way to actually invest in real estate. And if you're really smart, you can have someone do it entirely for you because guess what? Little secret, they're doing it for me too. I got a team of 200 experts. That's what they're making happen for me. And ultimately, they focus on helping me buy short-term homes. It means I'm going to hold them for 3, 5, 7 years. Also, I get them below the median. I've said that like 9 times in this video. And lastly, there's a certain minimum ROI that I'm interested in. Now, if you're on your own, I'm going to say make sure it's a 15% ROI. That means I put $1 out and each year I want to get 15 cents back. Not me, that sucks. I want a 25% ROI. And if you'd actually like to run with the big dog and actually go in with me together, I'll take you into the best markets. I'll actually show you how to buy up those homes, and I'll have a team do all the work for us. How much work? 341 hours on average per home that I don't have to do anymore like I did in the beginning, and that you can skip yourself. It's kind of like what I call the ultimate shortcut. So you can go it alone or you can go with me. Either way, 2020 is the year to get out there in the game of real estate and start making this thing happen. I got plenty of tools and resources. They're all free. Click the links below. Sometimes you got to pay for the shipping, and otherwise, listen, my team will just ship it out to you. We're going to put it in your hot hands. And I want to thank you for watching today's video. By the way, if you liked it, do me a favor. Will you smash that like button? Make sure you are a subscriber. Fix that if you're not, and I'll plan on seeing you tomorrow's video. So, if you had to choose between owning the Infinity Gauntlet or being king over the universe, what would you choose? Sometimes I think it's just as difficult to decide between doing real estate with the team or doing it on my own. Ultimately, you've got choices. Click the link below, make a choice, and we'll see you on tomorrow's video.